We have seen various models and explored the factors in choosing one suitable for our work. Next, we will look at how we can use Gen AI models. Basically, there are three ways to use the generative AI models to integrate in our applications. Most common and easy to start with is calling the Model as a Service API available in the cloud, such as OpenAI's API, Gemini on Vertex AI, or any of your own private cloud-based model hosting. The second way is to run the model as similar API server locally in any of your machine choices. This usually goes with openly available models such as Mistral and Llama from Meta. The API servers are also open source tools that provides OpenAI's API compatible API to integrate with. The third way is when your application needs to directly use the large language model file for inferencing, for R&D maybe, using machine learning libraries to inference, or probably more than inferencing such as fine-tuning and other development. Most of the time, you will start with option 1 or 2. For the latter, you need a computer with sizable memory RAM to run the model locally. Regardless of the way you call to large language model, you need to provide some common parameters. These are extracted from OpenAI's API spec for your reference. You will have to provide a model name of your choice and the prompt as an input, and these temperatures to decide whether to make this output predictable or more diverse, and the maximum token size you want the models to produce, and other respective parameters. The other providers other than OpenAI also accept similar parameters too. You will have to adjust these parameters depending on your need. These parameters are not fixed for large language model, but you must provide them on the fly in every request you make to the large language model. Speaking of option 1, all of the model creators and the hosting providers has some kind of web IDE for you to start experimenting with the models. These are not all, but commonly known services listed here. You can go and see one by one. They all provide a similar feature. Let's look at the OpenAI playground to see how it looks. So this is the OpenAI playground. Once you have registered with OpenAI, you can get into here. So in here, most of the time we can choose the model, and also we can set the temperature here and these parameters just now I mentioned about, and you can set the system prompts and the user message here. And nowadays, as I said before, GPT-4 Omni accept images as well, so you can upload the image or link to the image for the model to read it for you. So basically, this is how the UI looks like for the playground. The rest are also similar in user interface and accepting the parameters, and also the feature-wise they are quite similar. Other than those public model as a service you can start with, when it comes to enterprise, you will end up with one of these. Whether you're on Google Cloud, AWS, or Azure, they all have a level of complexities for subscription plans and deployment, depending on its cloud's nature. And the enterprise requirements, such as data securities and compliance, are built in, so this is designed for enterprise use. Basically, they are like running your selection of models, whether it's an open or proprietary model, on their cloud computer with some accelerated GPU. So I just want to suggest that you to be careful before launching any of these. They usually start charging once this model is made available for inference use. By using the second option in connecting with the large language models, you don't always have to use cloud models. So you can download and use the open models such as Llama 3 from Meta and Phi 3 from Microsoft on your own device. For that, I recommend these tools. So among these, LLM Studio is the most user-friendly to start with. Let's look at it a bit. So this is LM Studio, and in this interface you can easily search the model, and also in the home page they have also listed the model like container registry. You can just download it for your own use. You can see the file size and how it is performance like, and the memory requirements are also listed here. The software has a lot of features such as searching the model. You can search the model by names into its registry, and among the searched result you can also see like what is the format, and if this model can be offloaded to GPU in case your machine has GPU, and also whether it has compatibility with your current hardware that you installed in software. And also it has this chat interface that you can start with. You can select a model to load to your memory, and there are these parameters such as system prompts and other command parameters just now I mentioned about that can be set, and you can load any model of your choice and start chatting. And at the same time you can run a API server, which is OpenAI API compatible server, to call this API with your applications from this software. And also you can see the list of the models that you have downloaded, and you can manage them from this software. So it's pretty much a very user-friendly suite of software application to start development with open and free large language model. Moving next is I want to go through Olamar and Gen AI. Let's see Olamar first. Olamar is pretty straightforward. You can download it to your computer and run these as an API server to integrate with your application. It also offers a list of models registry. Here you can filter them by name, or you can just sort them out. And each of these, when you look at it in details, there are many variants of this model you can download and install. But this one, you need some skills in command line. So because this Olamar is a command line tools, and you need to download these model by using these commands. So this is where the model information are also available. It provides a model registry to start with. And another one similar is called Gen AI. This Gen is something in between LM Studio and Olamar. This can also do the features like you can run it locally, you can provide a remote API, and also you can download the models and run it on your computer. So it has cross-platform capabilities to run on whether it is Linux or Macs or different GPU structures, etc. So the API spec is also OpenAI equivalent API to start with. This is another alternative if you want to choose between Olamar and LM Studio. The next one is Light LLM. It is a different breed of software. It is somewhat it is also production ready for various use cases. Let's explore it a little bit. So Light LLM, as it says here, it can load balance across various hosting platforms, including your own server or the cloud models on your enterprise, or even with the model as a service platforms. And it is quite straightforward to start with, and it is also ready to run on the Docker or containerized environment. And the good stuff is this guy provides the easy to install model and generate the API keys for yourself, so that you can manage the budget and the spending and tracking for each of the use. At the same time, when you're load balancing across multiple models at the back. So that is the Light LLM features that you can use for your project. Now you have seen the ways to start using large language model, both via model as a service or run something on your computer to start with using these open source tools.